All right, guys, we're out here fishing a local preserve and going to be using the mono rig I've been telling you about on my risen fly 23 PS nymph rod. I am filming in a different video setting today, so we're gonna try that out, see what happens. We're using this Perdigon as well as a weight, this little mop, gray mop, and on top of that a waltz worm. So we have about 2 to 3 feet of 6X tippet with our flies, going up to about 2 feet of cider, and then going to 4 feet of 15X mono. And I can probably change that out, to be honest. I should probably go to 12-pound or 10-pound mono, just for the size of the streams I usually fish, and the size of the smaller wild trout that we catch. And then basically 22 feet of the 20-pound mono. Missed one already. All right, so it's a nice pool here. It's a very, oh, already spooked the fish. There goes one. It's crazy how a lot of these wild fish, you know, basically get spooked so easily. I mean, I came up as slow as I could be. I'm a good 30 feet away and still he just saw me. Oh, there goes a real nice, I'm not sure if you can see that. There's a big brown chewing. You guys see that out there? He has something either stuck. No, he's eating a small trout. Good 2-inch fish he has in his mouth. Right out there at those branches coming down. You see that white thing underneath the water moving? He is chomping down on a 3-inch long fish of some sort. I really hope you guys can see this. See if I can't get, yeah, that's a good 10-inch fish, maybe even 12. That is a nice wild brown. I'll zoom in on the footage in post, but hopefully you got somewhat of a view of that. So we're coming up on what looks like a nice little riffle up top, and a nice deep pool here by this tree. It's at least up to my waist, so let's give this a shot. There's one. Little guy. With our hands. Get a little look at him. Well, there's a whole bunch of fish over there by that tree that I just scared. Well, it looks like there's a nice bunch of nice ones that are under this tree. That's usually where the bigger guys are, is they have the better holes, right? The more cover. So this is a pretty good example of where the 11-foot rod becomes handy. Say over a 10-foot. Oh, there's one. See that? Picked them up right out of that hole. This one actually looks a good bit different than the others. He's a lot darker, and I'm guessing that's because he spends his life kind of in that hole. But look at that. I mean, that's just beautiful. One thing you need to do when you're fishing these types of waters and situations like this, which I'm trying to get better at, is one, keep your distance, and two, fish the back end of your holes first. Start with the very back end, because fish most likely are holding all throughout, and you don't want to spook or miss opportunities on fish on the back end of the pool. Oh, I just rolled one right there. By walking up too far because you want to fish the top of it right away. So hopefully there's more than one fish in here. We can get another chance at that. There's a fish. Wet our hands, keep them in the water as long as possible. Right, you have these guys out here. Oh, this one took the mop fly. How about that? You have a lot of these guys out here, and I don't care if you're spin fishing, bait fishing, fly fishing. Take the fish, get the line out, get the hook out, whatever you're using. Keep them in the water at all times, as long as you can. Take your photo, put them back. You have these guys, I swear, that think they breathe air, flopping all alongside the banks and all that crap. And they don't realize, I don't think, how sensitive these fish can be. Not saying that all fish are going to die if you do that. All I'm saying is they're fish. They're made to be in the water. Looks like a nice little conservancy done here. Ah, missed one. There's a fish. That's a nicer one too. And I think I set him late. Oh, did he really wrap? Oh, he had me around a stick. Come on. Another little brown. Fish are just beautiful. Go. Another one. Hopefully you saw that. This one's actually pulling me pretty good. Oh, he has me all hung up. What did he get me hung up on? Come on, get out of there. I did not expect that. Ah! And I freaking destroyed that. That's the end of that rig. That's great. Unless I can climb this tree. This will be interesting, huh? Right down into that hole. It's a nice hole. Both sides. The upper section and the back section here. Alright, so I've spotted a fish down here. Unfortunately, I've already kind of spooked him, so I don't know if he's going to hit. Yeah, he's spooked. There's a fish. Oh, and he's off. So as I'm making my way back here, I would like to know what your guys' experiences are with waders. So I've had them all from, well, I haven't had that many, but I've had a couple pairs of the Walmart special, you know, the Hodgmans, Reddingtons, they were okay. Then you get up into, you know, my latest pairs when I really started getting into this type of thing. The $500, $600, $700 pairs, Patagonias, the Sims. I think even Reddington makes $400 or $500 pair of, I think they call them Sonic Pros, which look decent. I've heard good things. But I guess what I'm getting at is my main pair for the last 6 years or so has been the Sims G3s. And they were great. I mean, they kind of held up, I guess. But I would say I fished them a lot consecutively, but it was all very easy fishing. It was out of the truck, walking down a pavement path to the stream. It's all very urban fishing. It wasn't bushwhacking, wasn't going through the woods, walking for miles. It wasn't even this, and this is really nothing. I mean, this has paved, not paved, but nice worn in trails, so you're not really, you know, doing harm or putting good wear on your waders as far as pinholes and whatnot. But what I'm getting at, I guess, is this was a hole where I spooked a nice fish. What I'm getting at, I guess, is those G3s I have, I finally, they had so many pinholes out of nowhere in like the last year, which I don't understand how, right? I take care of them, I hang them up when I'm done, after they're wet, and you know, I don't yank the booties off my feet to get them off. I treat them as fragile as possible. But somehow they had a good, you know, 7, 8, 9 little pinholes all throughout from the waist down to the booties that I aqua sealed for the last, I don't know, month or two. Sorry, I was looking for fish. And I mean, that helped out, you know, kept me dry. And I'm not getting soaked, right? These pinholes aren't, you're not getting soaked, but when you're spending all this money for waders, you want to be dry. You want to put them on, go out and fish for all day, whatever, pull them off, and you're dry. No damp spots, you know, no little quarter-size wet spot or baseball-size wet spot in your knee or on the side of your sock. That's not the point of waders. So here's where there are a whole bunch of small fish. Don't see anything. So the booties started leaking again, and I just decided to send them in the Sims. Pay the 60 bucks, see what they say. Do they fix them? Do they offer me a deal on a new pair? Do they do something? Hopefully something. I feel like they definitely, I mean, you might think 6 years is a, you know, good length of time to get out of the waders, but like I said, they were treated very, very nicely. And while they had a lot of fishing outings, those fishing outings were not harsh. So to that point, we'll see what happens. And what I've been wearing while I've been waiting for a few weeks now since I sent those in, maybe even a month or two, I'm sure COVID's hurting them, but I've been wearing these Patagonia, I can't remember what they're called, but they're not the full-size waders, so they're just the waist, the pants, basically. I mean, these were a good, I think, 350, 400 bucks. And these have even less outings. I probably must have only worn these maybe 100 times. These are a few years old. And I get a good leak on the front of my left shin, probably a good softball size dampness on my pants. And I've also patched 5 or 6 spots of pinholes all up the seams here on these. So I don't know, I've heard a lot of guys call these you know, Patagucci, because they're all about fashion. I mean, I'm sure they're good quality, but I get the joke. But at this point, it's almost like, if you're saying $600 Sims gets me 6 years, I might as well just go buy 6 pairs of $100 waders off Amazon and have a brand new pair every year and not have to worry about leaks or sending them in. But let me know what you guys do for waders.